Silver just crashed, 41%. Is this the buying opportunity of the decade? Silver just lost 41% of its value. Think about that for a second. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that nearly half of your investment had vanished. Not over years, not over a recession. In a matter of months. That's exactly what silver investors are dealing with right now. And if you're holding silver, you're probably feeling one of two emotions: fear or confusion. Because when an asset falls this hard, one question starts echoing everywhere. Should I buy more or get out while I still can? But here's the strange part. The last time silver suffered crashes like this, some investors lost fortunes. Others made life-changing wealth. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. And it definitely wasn't intelligence. It came down to one thing: understanding what was happening underneath the price. Because history shows something fascinating. The biggest silver crashes often happen in the middle of bull markets, not at the end of them. And that's exactly why today's collapse may be far more important than most people realize. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why some analysts believe this crash could become one of the biggest opportunities of the decade, and while others warn it could get even worse. And the answer lies in a lesson hidden inside 50 years of silver market history. Intro. Let's talk honestly, no hype, no doom, just facts. Right now, silver is trading dramatically below its January highs. Investors are nervous. Financial media is divided. And social media has become a battlefield. Everywhere you look, people are making bold predictions. Some say silver is finished. Others say it's about to explode higher. But before you believe either side, we need to ask a much more important question. What kind of crash are we actually looking at? Because not all silver crashes are created equal. Some signal opportunity, others signal danger. And history has already shown us the difference. To understand where silver could be headed next, we need to travel back in time. Back to a decade when inflation was exploding, governments were panicking, and the entire monetary system was changing. A period that would create one of the greatest silver bull markets ever recorded, and one of the most terrifying crashes investors had ever seen. Section 1. The crash of 1974. Imagine it's 1974. The world feels unstable. Inflation is rising rapidly. Oil prices are surging. Confidence in governments is falling. And investors are desperately searching for places to protect their wealth. Sound familiar? Back then, silver became one of the biggest beneficiaries. Money poured into precious metals. Prices soared. Optimism exploded. Many investors believed the rally would never end. And then, the market collapsed. Silver lost approximately 45% of its value. 45%. Imagine watching nearly half your investment disappear. The fear was overwhelming. Investors who had felt like geniuses only months earlier suddenly questioned everything. Financial headlines turned negative. Experts declared the rally finished. People sold. Lots of people sold. But something interesting happened. The forces driving silver higher never actually disappeared. Inflation was still there. Economic uncertainty was still there. Currency concerns were still there. The story underneath the price remained intact. The market had fallen. But the reason investors wanted silver had not. And that distinction changed everything. Because after that brutal correction, silver began one of the most explosive rallies in commodity history. Over the following years, the metal climbed from around $4 to nearly $50, a gain of more than 1,000%. Think about that. The same crash that convinced many investors to quit created the foundation for extraordinary gains. And this is the first lesson silver history teaches us. A crash by itself means almost nothing. What matters is whether the forces underneath the market survive. Remember that, because it becomes critically important later. Section 2, the crash that really was different. Now let's move forward, because not every crash ends like 1974. In fact, one silver collapse became a warning that investors still study today. The year was 1980. Silver had reached nearly $50 an ounce. Speculation was everywhere. People were obsessed. Stories of quick fortunes filled newspapers. Investors believed prices could only go higher. And then everything changed, almost overnight. The rules changed. Regulators stepped in. Margin requirements increased dramatically. Large investors were forced to liquidate positions. Selling accelerated. Fear exploded across the market, and silver collapsed. Unlike 1974, this wasn't simply a correction inside a healthy trend. This was something deeper. The structure supporting the rally had changed. The market wasn't just facing temporary fear. It was facing a new reality. And once that reality arrived, silver spent years struggling to recover. This is where many investors make a costly mistake. They assume every decline is an opportunity. History says otherwise. Sometimes a market falls because people are scared. Other times, a market falls because the underlying conditions have changed. One creates opportunity, the other creates traps. And knowing the difference is where fortunes are made. But perhaps the most dramatic example came nearly 3 decades later, a moment when the entire financial world looked like it might collapse, and silver became one of the most misunderstood assets on Earth. Section 3, the Panic of 2008. September 2008. The world is watching financial institutions fail, investors are terrified, markets are collapsing. Every day brings another shocking headline. Fear dominates everything. People aren't asking how much money they can make, they're asking how much they can save. And when panic reaches that level, logic disappears. Assets get sold regardless of quality. Stocks get sold. Real estate gets sold. Commodities get sold. And silver gets sold. The metal plunged from around $19 to under $9, more than 50% wiped out in only a few months. At first glance, it looked catastrophic. Many assumed silver's story was over. But here's what most people missed. The collapse wasn't being driven by a failure in silver itself. Investors simply needed cash. Margin calls were spreading everywhere. Anything with value became something to sell. Silver wasn't crashing because nobody wanted it. Silver was crashing because people needed liquidity. And that's a very important distinction, because once the panic eased, the recovery began. And what happened next shocked almost everyone. Silver didn't just recover, it exploded. From below $9 to nearly $50. More than a 400% gain. One of the greatest rallies in modern market history. Why? Because once fear faded, investors remembered why they wanted precious metals in the first place. Central banks printed money, governments injected liquidity, interest rates collapsed, and silver's fundamental story returned. The crash had been temporary, the forces underneath remained. And that brings us to a question that becomes impossible to ignore. What exactly is underneath silver today? Because the answer may determine everything. And what we're about to uncover is something most investors aren't paying enough attention to. Transition to part 2. At this point, we've seen 2 completely different types of crashes. One became an incredible buying opportunity. Another became a painful lesson. The difference wasn't the percentage decline. It wasn't investor sentiment. And it wasn't media coverage. It was the foundation beneath the market. So what does today's foundation look like? Is silver facing another 1974? Another 2008? Or something much closer to the disasters investors fear? Because when we examine supply shortages, industrial demand, solar energy, electric vehicles, AI infrastructure, and one geopolitical event that changed everything, the story becomes much more interesting and much more important. Let's dig deeper. Let's